Today's movie's a special request from Patreon supporter Smugly Otaku, who asked me to review Brain Damage. Well, no surprise I was asked to talk about this one. Judging by this Blu-ray cover, some people probably think I'm in it. Brain Damage is a 1988 horror comedy from Exploitation filmmaker Frank Henenlotter, who's best known for making Basket Case and Frankenhooker. Perhaps because it was sandwiched in between those two, people don't seem to talk about this one quite as much, but believe me when I say, it deserves cult movie status right alongside them. Well, hopefully I can do my part and bring some more awareness to it. Although this movie kinda owes me. I still haven't gotten any royalties from them using my likeness on the Blu-ray cover. Although to be fair, I don't think Jean-Claude Van Damme got anything for the movie's original poster either. Some people have referred to this as Henenlotter's drug movie, not necessarily because it's about a particular drug, but well, you'll see. One thing's for sure, even the opening titles seem to be tweaking on something. And what the hell? Did I pick the right movie? What's with all the weird African dolls? Is this gonna turn into Trilogy of Terror?
You were gone so long, I was worried.
Oh, they're antiques collected by some old lady. Alright, well, guess that's less tacky than if she had a bunch of American Girl dolls.
You're always asking questions, making jokes.
Hey, come on, it's my channel. These two are preparing to feed their pet named Elmer, or Aylmer, I guess.
These are beautiful.
Ooh, looks like they got a fresh shipment of chilled monkey brains. Aylmer's gonna be eating good tonight. Unfortunately, when they go to feed him, he's not there, which causes them to freak out like some junkies that can't find their stash. They're so desperate they start knocking on every door in their apartment building hoping to find another Aylmer dealer. By the way, one of the books on their shelf is called The Sex Killers, which almost sounds like the title of another Frank Henenlotter movie. We then cut to our main character, Brian, who I guess is supposed to be the guy in the Blu-ray cover. Again, still say it looks more like me. Brian's supposed to be taking his girlfriend out to a concert, but isn't feeling too well.
You look awful.
Hey, come on, I wish my hair looked that good after waking up after a nap. And he'd probably feel better if his room didn't have creep show lighting. I keep half expecting Fluffy to show up.
I don't want to go without you.
Go with Mike.
Want to go to the Sid concert with me tonight?
The what concert?
Want to go to the Sid concert with me tonight?
Sit concert? Is that what she's saying?
Want to go to the Sid concert with me tonight?
Okay, I don't know who that is, but judging by the posters on Brian's wall, he probably just doesn't want to go because he isn't a fan. Meanwhile, looks like these two are going through some serious withdrawal from sniffing Aylmer's glue. Hopefully Brian's doing a little better. And you might want to unplug your brain and then plug it back in again. It seems to be glitching out. Good news, Brian. Your room finally got some proper lighting. Bad news, I think you're gonna have to call a plumber. Despite the relatively low budget, there are some memorably trippy visuals here. I know whenever I get high, I also have hallucinations about drowning in that blue liquid they use in MaxiPad commercials. Now at this point you may be wondering just what the hell is going on, and what is that Aylmer thing that old couple was looking for? Well, you're about to find out.
I know there's someone else here, so you may as well come on out.
Hi.
So here's Aylmer, a weird talking parasite that's chosen Brian as its new host. Weird? This thing looks like it should be going inside a cartoon Japanese schoolgirl, not this guy. I will say though, he does have a velvety smooth voice.
This is the start of your new life, Brian. A life without worry or pain or loneliness. A life filled instead with colors and music and euphoria.
Aylmer's voiced by John Zacherle, aka The Cool Ghoul, a TV horror host that Henenlotter watched in his youth.
Of course, our flag has 13 stripes, our flag. I'm a member here of the United States of America, as well as having come from Transylvania. Zacherle's a name here, of course.
Well, too bad he didn't get an Elvira parasite. Then instead of Windex, he could hallucinate about drowning in cleavage. Speaking of which, the hallucinations were caused by Aylmer going onto the back of Brian's neck and injecting a fluid into his brain, and he says that if Brian lets him do it more, it'll make him forget all his troubles. Hey, if you can't trust a smooth-talking penis tentacle, who can you trust? Well, this seems like a great idea. This is your brain. This is your brain on Elmer. Any questions? By the way, I like that Elmer looks both weird and gross, yet cute and cartoony at the same time. He's like something from a Saturday morning kids cartoon directed by David Cronenberg. So as you can probably tell, the movie's an allegory for addiction, which was largely inspired by Henenlotter's own struggles with cocaine use. Weirdly enough, though, this seems like the kind of movie that somebody would think of while they're in the middle of a drug binge. Hey, we just got back from the whatever concert. It was alright, but it probably would have been better if we saw a real band. Oh, Brian's not here.
Maybe he just went out for something to eat.
Want to do it on his bed before he gets back? Okay. I don't want to skip too far into the movie. And Brian doesn't have the munchies. He's so high he decided to step into his own 80s music video. Okay, maybe he is in a music video. And if you're wondering what this looks like to other people...
Woo! Woo! This is absolutely fucking great!
Aw, come on, you call that being on drugs? Marathon some Adult Swim cartoons and then go get Taco Bell. Uh-oh, looks like Brian's antics have aroused the suspicion of Officer First Victim here.
Freeze, asshole!
Having a good time in a junkyard is a Class 2 felony, dirtbag. Oh, and remember when that couple at the beginning was going to feed Elmer animal brains? Damn, and that guy was just 2 days from getting the weekend off from this shit job. Even though someone's getting brutally murdered in front of him, Brian's still so high he doesn't care. I mentioned Elmer looks like a cartoon, and it's even more so when he goes full stop motion.
What's going on? What are you doing? Is he okay?
Sure. Well, who cares if this guy's dead? Time for Elmer to give Brian another injection of Smurf juice. Oh, la 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 la. At this point, Brian's Elmer addiction is getting so bad, people are starting to notice.
He's been in the bathtub for the last 3 hours.
What, you never passed out in the tub after a bender?
Look at this. The only thing new are those pails down there. He changes the water 4 times a day.
Okay, well, that's more responsible than a lot of drug addicts. Brian goes through stages that a lot of addicts do, such as not going to his job, ignoring his friends and family, and even neglecting his girlfriend.
I see things differently now. Sometimes everything glows with a different kind of light. I can touch an object and listen to the sound of its color.
Great. Next he's gonna talk her ear off about this great new business idea he just thought of.
You're on drugs, right?
Well, more like a talking metaphor for drugs, but the result's pretty much the same. For example, he starts acting really inappropriate in public.
Or should I go out and find someone else too?
Hey, waiter, there's a hallucination in my food. Look, babe, what I'm trying to tell you is that I don't need pussy anymore. I got a talking brain penis thingy now. Speaking of which, better get another hit. Oh yeah, it's like Dr. Manhattan just ejaculated straight into my brain. Well, you just got high, might as well go see a concert. I'll give these guys credit, they're better than the band from Howling 2 Your Sister is a Werewolf. Wait, should I know that? Am I allowed to reference movies I haven't done videos on yet? Even though Brian looks like a Jehovah's Witness randomly wandered into a Dead Kennedys concert, he still manages to attract the ladies. He's sure to get laid with dance moves like this. Alright, well, the movie portrays acting like a stoned jackass at a concert pretty accurately. I mentioned the movie was partially inspired by Henenlotter's cocaine use, although hopefully Elmer doesn't have the same side effects as coke, otherwise this girl's gonna be very disappointed.
Feels like you got a real monster in there.
Well, I'm about a 6, but Elmer's probably like an 8, 8.5. Also, I think Brian already finished. Now, I should mention that the MPAA demanded some cuts to the movie in order to get an R rating, which meant that audiences didn't get to see some of the more outrageous stuff at first, but I have the uncut version of the movie, which means we get to see stuff like this. Yeah, that's right. Both Brian and this chick get some head. I think Elmer just invented a new kind of fetish. Who am I kidding? Japan probably already thought of it. Oh look, he fucked her brains out. Here's another thing this movie really nails about getting high. Sometimes you accidentally shit your pants and have to get rid of the evidence.
You fool! You're feeding him human brains!
Wait, the old man from the beginning? I thought he was dead. Oh, on second thought, maybe he is.
Elmer belongs to me!
You fucking named him Elmer?
Not Elmer. Aylmer. Aylmer.
Yeah? Well, according to the end credits, it's Elmer.
The Elmer's origins can be traced back to the Fourth Crusade, where he was snatched from the Emperor Alexius during the sack of Byzantium in 1203.
Yeah, he's a dildo monster that's a metaphor for drug addiction. Gotcha.
In 1699, the Elmer reappeared in the possession of one Don Manuel Peralta.
Okay, while I appreciate that they give Aylmer a backstory, he really doesn't need one. He's such an outrageous creation that you either accept him as a character in the movie or you don't. I don't need his biography. Well, nice story, old man, but you're not getting your drug parasite back. Better find yourself some monster methadone. Brian's behavior is getting really erratic. He's starting to worry his, roommate? Brother? Who is this guy exactly?
If you're in trouble, if you need help, talk to me. I'm your brother. I'll help you.
Oh, okay, brother. Got it.
I gotta get out of here fast. And go where? Hey, Brian, hold it!
If you don't come back, can I keep your band posters? Brian decides to try and kick his Aylmer addiction cold turkey by renting an even shittier apartment, which considering it's New York is still probably like $3,000 a month.
So what are we doing here?
Look, I just want to sort things out. You've got me so I can't think clearly. I can't function clearly.
Yeah, it's almost like you're on drugs or something.
But I think something awful happened last night and I can't remember it. All I remember is feeling something sticky in my pants and...
Hey, you got excited. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It happens to lots of guys.
And then finding them covered in blood, and not my blood.
Alright, well, next time tell Aylmer not to use teeth. Aylmer explains that he eats brains to sustain himself and that injecting the fluid causes Brian to not remember the murders. Great, a brain-eating parasite. He's like Venom, except he doesn't give you any powers other than the ability to dance like an asshole. It does lead to some pretty funny lines, though.
The blood came from a girl whose brains I sucked out.
Is she dead?
Of course she's dead. What, are you kidding?
In fact, John Zacherle's voice work as Aylmer is a big part of what makes this movie work. He's got such a warm, calm voice that combined with his cartoonish appearance makes him seem friendly and persuasive when trying to get Brian hooked on his juice, but that same voice can also make him come off very sinister.
We can't keep killing people every time you're hungry!
Oh, yes, we can. We'll do anything I want us to do. You're mine now, Brian. I own you.
Considering how good Zacherle's voice work is here, it's kind of a shame he didn't have more acting roles. Brian tries to kick his addiction to Aylmer's juice, but like a lot of junkies, he soon finds out that withdrawal symptoms are a bitch. Alright, I know trying to kick any addiction is difficult, but you got this, Brian. I know you can do it. Actually, you know what? This might be harder than I thought. And to make matters even worse, most drugs don't sing to you either.
What makes a fella start thinking of falling in love? The reason is plain as the moon. It's just Elmer's tune.
So according to the end credits, this song is called Elmer's Tune. Although again, shouldn't it be Aylmer's Tune? Okay, fine, you win. I'll let you eat brains. But from now on, we're only killing Wall Street douchebags and Bed-Stuy hipsters, okay? And I have a feeling Brian isn't the only guy who's juicing in this scene. Alright, forget that guy. If Night of the Creeps taught me anything, it's that you shouldn't be in a bathroom stall when there's weird slug monsters around. See? What'd I tell you? Well, Brian, another person's dead and you didn't kick your addiction to getting Cool Mint Listerine shot into your brain. Might as well go home and take a nap. Meanwhile, Brian's brother is getting really concerned about him. There's no way he can afford an apartment in New York without a roommate. Also, I think he might be moving in on Brian's girlfriend.
Want me to take you home?
Nope, right here's fine. Oh yeah, she really loves it when a guy makes out with her ear. You know, considering how fast they're moving, I'm not sure how loyal either of them were to Brian. Oh well, at least he can still listen. And turns out that's his thing. Oh, never mind, it's just Aylmer. Whatever, I don't need chicks. I got brain juice. And if you think this movie's been weird so far, it has. But, get a load of this. Wow, I had no idea Brian was this close to his brother. Also, when she said she wanted you to eat her out, this is not what she meant, dude. Oh, hey, Brian, we were, really concerned about you.
You both have to be gone when I get back. He ate a little while ago, but he's hungry again. He needs the brains, but I need his juice. It's as simple as that.
Are you high?
I can't cope with knowing I'm going to kill someone, and I don't want it to be you.
Well, I mean, I didn't before this. Now I kind of want to kill both of you. At the end of his rope and with nowhere else to turn, Brian decides to end it all by going to the subway and hoping he runs into Joe Spinell from Maniac. Okay, that's not what happens. But there is an unexpected cameo during this part. That's right, it's Dwayne Bradley, the main character from Basket Case, which I guess makes this movie part of the Henenlotter cinematic universe. Hopefully he doesn't start doing multiverse shit. Oh, right, Brian's girlfriend's there. Hopefully they can patch things up.
I wish I knew what to say to get through to you. I don't want to lose you, Brian. I don't lose you.
I only fucked your brother because I love you, okay? However, things take a turn for the worse when Brian has her give him some brain on the subway. Damn, now Elmer really has taken everything away from Brian. I mean, he already kinda lost her before this, but now it's official. And because it's 1980s New York, nobody's concerned with a dead girl on the subway. Jeez, how could things possibly get any worse for Brian?
We want him back. We want him back now.
Oh hey, it's the zombie couple again. And they really want their little blue turd monster back.
Elmer. Elmer.
Elmer? I thought it was Aylmer.
Not Elmer. Aylmer.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Unfortunately for this lady, Aylmer gets really offended when you pronounce his name wrong. Listen, Elmer, after you're done eating my wife's brain, give me a hit, will ya? I need my fix. Okay, you can have some of my brain too, but just a nibble. I don't want to forget that time we saw Andy Williams in Branson. Now, you may expect this to be the part where Brian finally manages to overcome his addiction and kill Aylmer, leading to a happy ending. Nope. Instead, he just asks him for another injection of juice. The old man's the one who ends up killing Aylmer by squeezing him while he's doing this, causing Brian to have a massive overdose. His brain's gone full atomic blue Mountain Dew. Worse yet, he also gets a Fred Flintstone bump on his head. Look, Brian, at least try putting some ice on it first before you do that. So far, this has been a pretty crazy movie, so it figures that we get a crazy ending. Check this out. That's right, Brian just became the highest man to ever live, beating the record previously set by Stephen King when he directed Maximum Overdrive. So the last movie about drug addiction I did was Reefer Madness several years ago, and it figures the movie about the talking, brain-eating worm monster is both more realistic and more subtle than that one was. This is one of the better exploitation drug movies out there. And I don't mean it's one of the best to watch on drugs, although, yeah, you could do that too. I mean it's one of the better ones to actually tackle the issue of addiction. It shows both the initial euphoria as well as the pain of withdrawal, but it never comes off as preachy or like the director's wagging his finger at you. And even if you take out the drug metaphor, it still works as a weird movie about a talking dildo slug that injects people's brains with psychedelic happy juice. Like a lot of Henenlotter's movies, some of the acting and effects work here is a little rough around the edges, but none of it's enough to drag down the whole thing. And even if you don't end up liking the whole movie, my guess is you'll still probably remember John Zacherle's turn as Aylmer. Now, if only they could agree on what exactly his name is. So remember, kids, if someone offers you a singing tentacle monster filled with blue curacao, just say no. Well, that's all for now. Until next time.